A majority of the 13 cabinet secretaries who were left out in the list of appointees unveiled by President Uhuru Kenyatta on Friday, reported to work as usual even as their fate continues to remain unclear. Members of staff in the affected ministries, especially personal assistants, were also anxious, fearing for their jobs. Kaimenyi. Professor Jacob Kaimenyi, Lands, Mr. Mwangi Kiunjuri, Devolution, Dr. Cleopa Mailu, Health, Ms. Amina Mohamed, Foreign Affairs, Mr. Willy Bett, Agriculture, and Mr. Eugene Wamalwa, Water, were among those who reported to work. I reported to work as usual. I also attended a meeting on the budget priorities for the Big Four, Professor Kaimenyi told the nation. Jubilee's Big Four agenda includes food security, affordable housing, manufacturing and affordable health care for all. On Friday, President Kenyatta announced he had retained 6 of his 20 cabinet secretaries, who served in his first term, and nominated 3 new faces. Perhaps taking caution that the president's move may cause unnecessary panic among the CSs who were left hanging, State House spokesman Manoa Isipizu was quick to clarify that the CSs currently in office remain so until otherwise advised. Official car. At Kilimo House on Monday, Mr. Bett reported to work but left in his official car for a meeting, leaving behind his chase car and some bodyguards at the ministry's parking yard. He is out for an official meeting, and he is also scheduled for another meeting later in the day at the National Treasury, an employee at the ministry told Nation. Ms. Cicely Kariuki of Public Service was also busy in her office, and sent out a tweet announcing her ministry's vacancy in the Kenya Youth Employment and Opportunities Project. At Ife House, Dr. Mailu went about his duties that included holding meetings with his senior staff before leaving for lunch at Nairobi Club. The situation was the same at the Devolution Ministry, with Mr. Kiunjuri working as usual. The CS has just left for another engagement within town, a worker at the ministry told Nation. Restricted. At the Foreign Affairs Office, Ms. Mohamed was said to have been busy in meetings that included MPs from northern Kenya and some colleagues in cabinet. At Mwangi House, Mr. Wamalwa was in as usual but left for a meeting at the Deputy President's office, according to an employee at the ministry. The details of the meeting remained scanty. The other CSs who reported to their offices were Ms. Phyllis Kondi, East Africa Community, and Mr. Aden Mohamed, Industry. However, access was restricted to the Environment Ministry of Professor Judy Wakhungu and Mining, headed by former Malindi MP Dan Kazungu. Professor Wakhungu was finalizing plans for the Bamako Convention on the ban of the importation of hazardous wastes to Africa and control of transboundary movement of hazardous waste. The conference will be held in Abidjan from January 23 to 25, and she will serve as the champion of the convention. At Kenya Commercial Bank Building, which houses the Sports Ministry, Mr. Hassan Wario was said to be in a meeting with the ministry's senior staff.